Okay, let's go. Here is a peony I need to plant. That's for us on our yard. Got to figure out where to put it. I already have a stake for it. Here's my holdover garden and hardening off. These peas have got to get planted soon. Still have a couple tulips available. Over here is my herb bed. And I have had issues with rue. Don't plant meadow rue. Don't plant rue unless you've got a whole meadow that it can take over, because it really will. The only patch I had was way over on the west side, and now it's gone crazy. So I have been pulling it all up in here. There's still a couple more over there I have to get, and a couple more over there. Got some fennel and dill coming up again on its own, all by themselves. Chives are almost in flower. Mints are coming up. They're okay in here, along with this periwinkle / vinca as ground cover. Okay, and let's see, raised beds. Not quite ready to put stuff in the raised beds yet. I do have poppies in this milk jug here, and I forget me not there. I didn't forget about them right there. Lavender and I've got something else in there I'm trying to grow, and I haven't quite done anything yet. I do have a lavender over here. That's a robin that just buzzed me. I think she's making a nest in this tree over here somewhere. Anyway, I do have lavender. I need to move that out somewhere else. And I do have chives. I can take those out when I'm ready and put them somewhere else. What else? This last year was the potato bed. I had potatoes in the ground on this side. I had potatoes in fabric bags on this side. This year is going to be corn. So I removed the volunteer spring bulbs that had come up there, and I removed it looked like a bunch of sunflower seedlings, and I put them in pots, and they're over on the other side here just chilling until I figure out where to put them. But I'm going to put corn in here. I still need to I want to put 4 posts, tall posts around it, and then I will plant, and I will spread bird netting over the top to prevent the birds from coming in and just eating the corn, although it'll be planted about 3 inches deep anyway. And then I will put fencing around it to keep bunnies out, or try to keep the deer out, eventually to keep out raccoons. We'll see how that goes. I've never grown it out here in the front yard before, except in 5-gallon buckets, and that did not work very well. So yeah, that did not work very well. This is also my staging area for installs, so I've got a couple more plants to pick up for this job, and then I can take those out. And let's see, good news is we got this wood chips. Oh. And through Chip Drop, they're free. I usually just give a donation of $20 anyway, so that's pretty exciting. Forsythia, from all the wind, just about done blooming, but the sand cherry bush is starting to bloom. And she looks so good, and she smells like, the blooms smell like, like cedar or like incense or something like that. I'm not even sure how to describe it, but it smells just really, really good. I do still have a pile. I did put some comfrey in here, and I've been removing the thistle that's grown up in here. You probably saw it in the zinnia videos. You can see some down here too. And when I remove the thistle, I put it in buckets and I give it to the flock, and they love it. And dandelions too, they love that too. So, and eucalyptus. Chives were already here because it's smelly, and the deer don't like it and the bunny don't bother it. So I was hoping that if deer came from here, they would kind of smell the chives and leave stuff alone, but we'll see. Parsley has overwintered. That's a weed. And let's see, over here, forsythia is trying to root. Because if you leave the branches come down and touch the ground, they'll root up. So I can snip it from the main plant, mother plant, I can dig it up and I can move it wherever I want to. It's a good way to make babies from forsythia. There's one over this side over here too. And there's some leftover eucalyptus from last year. Apparently it is a perennial in some climates, but not in ours. Here's some more eucalyptus here. Oh man, the aroma. Oh, the sand cherry is amazing, and I see something beautiful in there. I'm going to try to zoom in on it. I don't want to scare it away. Oh yeah, it's right there. Can you see it? Let's see if I can move up on it a little bit. Shh. Be very, very quiet. Very, very quiet. Oh, it's a leaf. Never mind. I thought it was a butterfly. That's what I get for thinking. But look at this. Look at these sand cherries. So if your Bradford pears took a hit, consider putting these in as shrubs. You can make them trees. They usually come multi-stemmed, but you can cut them so they're only a tree, and you could just keep pruning them to make them go upright. But look how beautiful they are. And they do make really small fruit, but right now they just smell delicious. Delicious. Sand cherries. And this is the chaos that's behind the suburban shrubbery in front. I call it my mullet garden. It's a wildlife hedge, but I call it my mullet garden because I got business up front and chaos in the back, party in the back. And I really like it, and the wildlife loves it. I'm seeing all kinds of birds, and that's what I was kind of going for. Did plant a persimmon tree here. It might be too close, but I figured I would raise it up here. I can back it up over here for more room if I need to. But I did have it. It came kind of late in the season, so I wanted to get it in the ground. And hopefully it made it. I didn't do the snap test yet. Yep, there's some little buds of the persimmon tree. Never had a persimmon before. Might be tasty, I don't know. So still working on these thistle up in here. And they usually are connected by runners. So this one's all alone, but it's got some over here and in the grass. If it's in the grass, I'm not concerned because the chief will do the lawnmower and get them. But once it's up in here, I just take my long shovel, my long small shovel, it's very small, so it's manageable, stick it in next to it, pop it off, and just go around and just keep popping them out of the ground. And then I pick them up and put them in the buckets for the flock. So I've already done, there's a whole bunch up in here that I've done. Got some more over here. Back there is comfrey, growing wild. Well, without my assistance, it does it so well. Comfrey is like dandelions, where it has a very long taproot, and it brings up minerals from the deep, deep soil that's not on the topsoil, not on the surface level. So what I like to do with comfrey is chop the leaves down and then spread them near things I want to be fertilized with the good minerals and things like that. This forsythia is just about done. No more yellow, but she does make a great shrub. She's got to be, man, that's got to be probably 10 foot tall at the very tip. Great, great shrub. Makes great, great privacy fencing. This is the willow bush that when I planted was about a foot tall. And that was 4 years ago, I believe. It was just a little baby. And now you can see the trunk. Look at the trunk. Look at that trunk down there. Can you see that trunk? All that junk inside that trunk. Let's see. Look at how big that trunk is now. It's huge. And I believe during the winter, animals were eating the bottom leaves. Because right before the rains that we had, These leaves were all pretty up high. Like you can kind of see underneath, they're not touching the ground at all. So I think that the wildlife was eating the leaves and stems during the winter. And you can see there's nearly no weeds underneath it. That's a willow. And it must be super happy. It gets lots of water down here. The water kind of slopes down this way. So this is nice and moist for it. It likes it. And what I hope to do this year, let's see if you can see the trunk before I go into that. I don't know if this what trunk is. Now I do see garbage stuff, like debris in the middle there. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But what I'm hoping to do this year is start taking branches from below. The winds and the super heavy rains we had has made it kind of flop down. So I'm going to start taking branches from below and then using them to weave things. Because this is willow. Willow is very, very flexible. Now that it's kind of opened up a little bit, I can see where the dead branches are. And, yep, snap tests, those are dead. I can take those dead branches off and use them as tinder or whatever for the fire. But I do want to start using this. Willow, they use willow for aspirin. Oh, look at this. It's got some little seeds, little flowers on it. Isn't that pretty? This is also really good for cut flowers. A bunch of these branches put in because the leaves are really thin and wispy, so they go great with a solid flower arrangements. Nice backdrop. Okay, serviceberry. Wow. I was out here 3 days ago and they're full of the white flowers. But with the rains and the winds, flower petals kind of come off. Hopefully they got pollinated. And then the leaves are starting to come out just now of the serviceberry. And this is another great alternative to the Bradford pear. So if you really like the white flowers in the spring, but you don't want the Bradford pear or it's gone, consider serviceberry. And you can easily train these into trees as well if you wanted a tree. Otherwise, these are the multi-stem versions. So now the leaves are coming out, and probably about within a month we'll have berries at the ends. And they start off bright red, and when they turn purple, that's when it's good for us to eat them, when they turn purple. So they're doing okay. Because of all the rain and the warm, I got grasses all up in here. So I am going to come with cardboard, just lay it right over the grasses, and then fasten it, or keep the cardboard down with wood chips, because we have lots of wood chips. So I'm just going to pour lots and lots of wood chips, because it's between the crazy and the business end, the shrubs that are up front. And we're not walking back here at all. But I don't want to be weeding it, and I'm not going to get Dave to go out here and weed whack all the time. So look at all those. Those may be service berries, as long as they got fertilized, pollinated. We'll see. And then I do have more Comfrey stands. Look at that. Those made babies all by themselves. 1, 2, and 3. The wind blows this way, so it blew the seeds this way. And eventually I could see them coming down this way. I did plant 2 of my lavender babies down here at the base of this redbud, which is getting some flowers. It's in a better spot than it was before. I see a lot of new growth. There are some suckers. I'm going to cut that off. And there may be some, like this is a live branch here of the redbud. But there may be some dead branches that can be, yep, snap test. This one, I'll come back and I'll cut it all the way to the main branch. This is likely dead as well. Yeah, anything that's dead, I'm going to come by and cut those, because we don't need to be sending any nutrients or any water into the dead branches. There's no reason for that. So this energy can go into the live branches. And it's trying to bloom. One day you'll be a beautiful tree. I love those twig branches. They're like twisty and turny. They're so pretty. So I do have to come out and prune this. This is a 9 bark. It's leafing out. It was hard to tell what was dead and what wasn't, so I waited on it. Because this branch looked like it was dead. But look at that. There's lots and lots and lots of leaves. It's a native, so it does attract the native insects. And it does like our climate. I can come along here and see that branch is not so happy. It does have some leaves. It's also really low to the ground, so snow can accumulate and press it down. I could probably take this whole branch off. It's also in the back of the shrub, the back and the bottom. So the sun usually comes from that direction, shining this way. It's probably not getting a lot of sun. And then there are some dead branches I need to come in and prune. Probably get to do that this weekend. Oh yeah, that's a big main branch in there. So I can take care of that. The dogwoods, the red twig dogwoods in the back, I have to prune those as well. Another 9 bark. This is that northern switchgrass, and it really needs to be pruned back too before it starts growing in the middle. And what I'll do is I'll take a hay string and or a bungee cord, wrap it really tight first, and then I was using the power saw, like the hands, like saw, battery powered hand saw. I was doing that, but then it was getting caught in the chains. So I will probably just take big loppers, lop, 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 until it goes all the way over. Then we can grab these and we'll probably put them in the fire or in the compost pile. This is the hydrangea that is super happy with all the water. And it is the, I believe it's the fire something, firelight? I'm not sure. It turned yellow and green and pink also. And I have to figure out whether I'm supposed to deadhead the tops or not, probably. I do have some burning bushes and other shrubs that are just filling in space. Trying to maintain a little bit of privacy from this big old corner. And I do have some volunteer trees that have to go. The chief doesn't like to let them go, but they have to go. So I have to dig those out. Or cut them down and then dig them out, because they can't stay there. They're going to get too high, they'll hit the power lines. And then, what else is going on over here? I know, it's all shrubbery. Maybe you're not excited about that. I am. There's stuff I don't have to take care of much. Oh, little tulips. Over there, one little Douglas fir tree survived. And the other one got killed. And the first one of the 3, the chief ran over with a lawnmower accidentally, so that was a sad time. But life goes on. Okay, so that was the grapevine. This looks like squash vine. It came through the fence. And let's look at our no-dig garden. With the volunteer peach trees, the baby peach trees. Looking pretty fine. I've been keeping the daisies covered so that nothing would eat them until they start growing up and getting more roots. That way, like if a deer bends over to eat the daisy and pulls, it won't take the whole plant out. I want it to establish some roots in the soil so it can live better. The comfrey I put in are doing fine. The lavenders, lavender is growing up. There's green, plenty of green. They're going to be fine. Let's look at how these daisies are. They seem pretty happy. Oh, look at them. Happy daisies. Much happier here. Much happier here. I still see some dumb wild raspberries, vines. I need to dig those up and discard them. I still need to move this peach tree that way and put away the squash trellises. Let's see, what else is going on? I'll show you the backyard. Oh, that's old poop from whatever critter. Okay. 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 Walking up here. Walk, 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 walk. Look at those strawberries all along the garage. This is where we had the original strawberry bed about 4 years ago. And I moved it. move it for me, I should say. And they're still coming back. They're growing in the cracks of the driveway as fruit. So if you think you need a lot of room to grow food, that is not true, apparently. Alright, so let's go this way. Chief's been cleaning up the piles and for me and tossing them. And honeysuckle's all trimmed up. And let's see. What is going on over here, children? They're going to kill off my lavender. All of these little volunteers are goldenrod. This is the native goldenrod, and this is one reason why I say be careful when you plant natives. Listen, if people like your house and they want to stop by all the time, eventually you've got too many people in your house and you can't fit them anymore. And then they invite their friends and they invite their friends and then so on and so on and so forth. So again, be careful when you plant natives because they like it here. And they will grow where they want to grow and when they want to grow. So then I end up pulling them, cutting them down, knocking them over so they'll stop growing and things like that. And look at the inside of this tulip. Ooh, it's so pretty. I can do a screenshot of it. Let's see. There we go. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. Even though it's not like the original color, it's like faded. Look at how pretty that is in there. Man, that's gorgeous. Okay, volunteer strawberries coming up. They're doing really well. Really, really well. And this Heritage River Birch is starting to bud out. I did prune it a little bit more. And I shortened some of the branches so Chief isn't killing himself when he mows the lawn. And some anemones coming up right here. And more strawberries. And, oh, columbine. I got that on sale last year. It's very happy here. I like it. I like it. Okay, more strawberries. Yes, yes, yes. Moving on, Tam. Transplanted the comfrey that was in the pepper beds over here. 1, 2, and these arches are ready to go. Did plant seeds in here. And look at the carrots. I'm going to start that over again because I'm going to crop that. Okay, so let's talk about Josh's arches. The arches are ready to go. Fastened down, repaired, moved around. The beds are built. Still need to do the ledges, but the beds are built, seeds are planted, plants are planted. Got comfrey at the edges of the bed. That's so the flock can eat them if they'd like. Comfrey pulls up minerals that are deep in the soil, in the ground, that can't be reached from the top. And I can also cut these leaves down and lay them anywhere in these beds. So I try to put comfrey around all over the place. So I can just cut and make it a fertilizer. I can make it a tea, you name it. So Josh's arches. Look at the baby carrots. Aren't they cute? Aww. I love them. And then baby radishes. And there's some babies here that I don't remember what I planted. I think it was lettuce. And some more lettuces. And here's some onion starts. They're very happy. They're like straight up in the air. Even though it was cold, and then especially because it was raining. Some baby broccoli. Here's some planted peas. These are snow peas, sugar snap peas, the chives that I don't know where I'm going to put yet. And more carrots. Oop, move you, Pinwheel, over here so they can grow. There's more carrots here. Aww. Aren't they cute? Tell me they're cute. Aren't they cute? Aww, they're so adorable. Hello, little baby carrots. Now these I will have to thin, but not yet. I'll wait till they get a little bit bigger, and I'll start thinning them. And here's some baby spinach. Spinach. And more radishes. And I believe these are what did I plant here? I thought those were Swiss chard. I have to look at my seed packets and see. I don't remember. Now these are regular peas, shelling peas. And today I put up the strings just so they can get it to the trellis. I put strings up over there too. And the potatoes, look at, already they're starting to poke their little heads out. Hello, little potatoes. Hello, little potatoes. Little potatoes. And a rogue baby. And that happens a lot with seeds and heavy rains, is that things will just whoosh, slide right out. And what is this baby doing over here? Oh no! I bet someone was digging in here. Dum-dums. Alright, anyway, potatoes are growing. Peas are trellised. I got even more carrot babies. Carrot babies. Peas are trellised. Onions are popping. That's a baby broccoli. And inside here I've got broccoli and cabbage and Brussels sprouts and a couple more I gotta plant. So they're doing pretty well. Strawberry beds I cleaned out and took out the weed plants. That's what happens to those strawberry beds that you buy, like the trellis kind of steps that you buy from the store. Eventually the wood wears down and decays. So it looks like I've got wild strawberries up in here, and I need to take those out. I've got plenty of other strawberries that I can actually transplant into here and into the ground. But I also think I'm going to put asparagus right up in here. Probably up in here. Up in here. Because I'll have a pathway in the spring, and then they should be able to grow fine here. And by the time they grow tall, the strawberries will be done. Look at, there's strawberry with flowers on it right there. And I have volunteer peach. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 volunteer peaches I need to dig out. Grapevines are already pruned. I need to prune the fig tree, or fig bush is what it is now, and cross my fingers that it grows because the rabbits ate the bottoms of the stems. And then I did a half job on the peach tree, but look at all of those blooms. Holy smokes, that's a lot of blooms. And so I'm hoping we get a lot of fruit from it. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. I know it doesn't look pretty, but it's a cup shape. It's an open palm shape. And it also will allow light to get into the back corner of that garden as well. It's like another volunteer peach tree. I can take that out. And what was I excited about? This is why I even wanted to come out here. Oh, I know. This is one of our apple trees we planted the very first year we were here. This tree and that tree we planted. And I see buds. Look at apple tree buds. I am so geeked. It's so exciting to me. Maybe, this one faces south. Maybe we'll get some apples now. Look at that. I wonder what they smell like. Oh, and look at, all the flowers are on the south side here, which makes me think that maybe they weren't getting enough sunshine. Look at them. I'm going to smell them. Oh, they smell so good. You should smell. Oh, you smell that? Oh my gosh. Oh, wait a minute. That's an apple tree there. And this is they're both in bloom. Oh my gosh. So what, we might get like 5 apples. Oh, look at that. This is when the grapevine tried to kill it. Tried to say, you are mine, come with me. And it said, no. All right, don't muck with the blooms, Tam. Look at, both the apple trees are actually blooming. I am geeked. Not a lot of blooms, but it's better than nothing. That's pretty exciting. I do see some suckers at the bottom of the tree I have to get down here. And I'll have to dig out that peach tree over there because it doesn't belong there. Guess what's out too? Dumb mosquitoes. Dumb mosquitoes. Oh, and I see maple trees growing there. That's Russian sage. I gotta knock down the stems. That looks like more milkweed I gotta pull out. Can I reach it? This is common. No, not. This is swamp milkweed, the pink ones, which are really pretty, but they spread like crazy. Like crazy. So I have been feverishly pulling every one of them that I see out whenever I can get to them. Here is some milkweed. I'll have to pull those out. There's some more. And I've been putting down cardboard in pathways to try to preserve those as well. That's another milkweed. Let's see if I can gently pull it. Oh, it's gonna snap off. Pull it out. There it goes. Look at those white roots. These things, I could leave this out for a week, maybe 2 weeks. Look at, there's the little babies coming up. I could leave these out for several weeks and then replant them and they would grow because they're like that. This is the swamp milkweed, pink swamp milkweed. I had planted some like in the front yard, and I think I planted some this way to the west side, and because the winds blow west, the seeds scattered all up in here. So last year this thing was all swamp milkweed inside the orchard. It was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So like I said, I've been pulling them out when I can, and I will throw them in the trash can because I do not want them. More comfrey. Sedum. And there's also Russian sage and some yarrow over there. And the chickens don't bug it, so that's important. And then, yeah, some both apple trees. They've got flowers. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Oh, just one more. You see that little flower up there? Look at, you can't see it, it's silhouetted. And then this is the pear tree. She flowered like crazy. I did not cut any tops back of these. I don't know if I was supposed to or not. I don't remember. I'll have to look at the video again. And this is the cherry tree that has not given us cherries yet. It's also very, very tall. I'll have to cut it back as well. We did cut it back when the arborist was here. We cut it back way back there to like this level, like 6 foot. So I think I have to cut it back again. But then I was wondering about, are these blossoms on the branches? I don't know. So I want to look that up to see if they're blossoms or just more branches coming out. See if they're going to be cherries, which would be exciting. But this is cool. This is the other cherry tree I planted. I didn't know I needed 2 cherry trees to make fruit. So this one is in pretty good flower. So I don't know if they're going to end up making fruit or not. We'll see. And look at that little one, the little baby one way over here. Another cherry tree that I had planted. So I had, it was, I think it was Romeo and Juliet's. And they say you need to have multiples in order for them to make fruit. Let's see what else. Cup plants coming up well. That's a baby peach tree, volunteer from last year. Another cup plant over there. Blackberry lily, which is pretty rude. It grows everywhere. I mean, if you want to pot them up and sell them, I guess it's a good thing. More comfrey. More comfrey. Another cup plant. I do need to cut back the hibiscus. That one's already cut back some. Do need to rake all this stuff up too. Like these are the blackberry lily stems, and they did not just snap, so I have to come with the cutters and cut them up and take care of them. Another cup plant over there. So I have 4, and then that looks like another cup plant. And that looks like another cup plant. They do spread pretty vociferously. I borage in here too. That's comfrey. The borage is around here somewhere. Another peach tree. Baby peach tree I rescued last year. Relocated, transplanted. Another one here. Oh, and then these are two big swamp milkweeds I let myself have in the northeast corner. Because if it blows, it's going to go that way. This is where I put some of the debris. Yeah, so still work to do over here. It's a work in progress. And this has got to be all cut back again. I did cut it back once already. This is where we had our volunteer pumpkins last year. There were like 3 or 4 very large ones growing on the fence. These are our carmine cherry bushes. Carmine cherry. What is my... Let me clean that one. That might be better. Carmine cherry. This is a full size. Another full size. The bees are going crazy inside, which is good. I love it. And there's another one over there. Then there's little babies that I need to dig up, separate, and move. More volunteers. We like the volunteers. Raise those hands. There we go. These are the cherry bushes that Chief and I put covered in like fabric covers, bird netting, thick bird netting, and then we took it off and harvested them, and there were a lot there. And then these are bigger carmine cherry bushes. There are, gosh, there's at least 2 there. They're usually multi-stemmed, and they give you tart cherries for pies. Delicious, 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 and for jellies and jams, very delicious. Okay, this is a nasty pile, but Chief did the wood chips. Started doing the wood chips in the pathways. Looks so much better. I don't know, just something about a fresh wood chip path is nice. Now, I do have, this is my pepper arch in front of the greenhouse. I do have some more daisies to move out. Looks like I have a balloon flower I didn't see. That's okay. And a volunteer peach tree back there. So once I move those out, gosh, another comfrey in the back too. When I move those out, I can take care of the creeping Charlie. But look at that. Even though it was smothered, it's growing like crazy again. The good thing about them being in the wood chips is that I can take like those prong tools and prong them out. And I can feed them to the flock. They like to eat them. And, ooh, those comfreys are growing big. And then this is where the flock can go when I'm gardening, and they can judge me and watch while I'm gardening, dig holes, run in the sand. And then garlic in the back, pansies on the left. And then under this half tomato trellis are a bunch of onions, and they are super happy. They're just shooting to the sky. Now, I did have to go in for some of them, and there's one right there. You see that white spot in the middle of the screen? That one needs to get pushed back down into the soil because the rains washed it like out of the soil. So once I push that back down, it's going to be happy. Daisies you can eat. These onions I had winter sowed and didn't think they worked. This is like a second batch of winter sowing. Look at that. They're very happy. Didn't even try to grow those. And then, let's see, got more onions back there. I did have more garlic where the straw is there. I didn't all make it. And then there's more onions under that trellis there. And then this is that cover crop that the farmers put on the fields. So I can dig that up, give it to the flock. I do have some strawberry containers. Look at it. White flowers. We got strawberries everywhere. Everywhere. And again, there's a spot where the chickens can sit and judge and watch. And I can toss weeds to them as I'm gardening. And then all along the fence here, in the back, way in the back, guess what? More strawberries. And these, I can give the leaves to the flock. I can give them the strawberries. They can reach through and get the strawberries if they want to, etc. All right, what else? What else? Okay, Wiegand's had a sale, so I did get a lilac bush. They're 20% off. Siberian lilies are coming up well. Pretty tulips. Russian sage kind of protects the tulips from the ducks and the chickens. Protects them from scratching and from eating the leaves. So far, the Russian sage. So I'm not going to trim that yet. It is trying to grow. So what I do when I trim it is I come back, probably cut it halfway. Even though there's a little guy there, I'm going to cut it probably down to here. And it's just going to grow back up again. And then more strawberries for ground cover. Lots of lavender. I'll need to prune that too. Yeah, because it's starting to grow already. Some grasses I got to get out of there. And we'll probably fill this with wood chips again. This little bed here. It's a little easier with the rocks to keep the wood chips in. Let's see. And look at. More strawberry plants. So that's why I said I can dig these up that are outside the rocks. Dig these up and put them in the strawberry bed over there. And they're going to be just fine. They're going to be very, very happy there. And grapevines from before, from when we cut the grapes. I was going to put them in a round bucket and make wreaths out of them. And then you fasten them together. And then you flip them over. And they actually could be like planters. Like round grape wreath planters. I haven't done it yet. And got Hummer feeders up. And then I bought these at Wiegand's too. I couldn't help it. Couldn't help it. These are spirea. Spirea with some meadow sage. I like the purple and I like the orange together, contrasting. And of course, I'm going to fence it until it grows up a little bit more, get some good roots, gets established. Now, the bushes are fine from the chickens. If it was just chickens, I could have just left them in without the fencing. But the ducks are going to think that's so fun, and they're going to lay on it and flatten it. So I knew I had to cover it up. So now looks a little bit better. They the chickens under this tree, under this heritage river birch, have made a sand bath. And they love to roll in the sand, which is fine. But that means like the grass is dead. And then the grass is dead out there where they scratch it. And the grass is dying here when they scratch it. It also, when the snow melted and the rains came, all of this kind of got flooded out too. So I'm hoping that having a little bit of a berm, a little bit of an elevated space is going to keep the water from just running off into here. It's going to let the grass grow up a little bit more here. Hopefully when the chickens come out and they're sunbathing and they're dust bathing and stuff, they're going to do their stuff here and then go that way. I don't know. We'll see. And then native asters in clumps. This is what we had the duck run here originally. And they love these native asters so much, they would just flop on it and lay there. Like, this is a nest for me, thank you so much. And they crushed them. So, and then I have cameras so that if I'm away from home or in the house working, I can kind of take a peek on the flock. And the last couple days, one of our roosters was out. And then other little chickens were out. But because it was really windy, I had rolled this canopy up, this tarp up, to put it away so it wouldn't get shredded from the wind. Well, I found out today, watching the camera, the rooster jumped over the fence along with another chicken who saw him do it and said, hey, that looks like a good idea. So I rounded them up and then I promptly clipped one wing of each of them. So it looks like we had a bird strike, but that's not the case. I clipped their wings, and clipping one wing for each bird helps keep them from being able to jump up and over. So we'll see what happens with that. And I put these nice little paver stones up. It does help because it gets so muddy, especially in the early spring. But then with all the rain we had today, look at that. And guess who loves that? Yeah, that would be the ducks. They are filthy birds today because they've been playing in the mud. Normally they keep pretty clean, but they love, love, love mud. So let us, yeah, so I clipped the wings, put them back in, and then rolled that tarp back out again, and we're going from there. But look at this, is starting to fill out, which is good. And this is a really good shade tree for them. It only shades the afternoon sun. So in the summer, oh, the mosquitoes are back. It's Michigan. So in the summer, the sun will hit this tree when, like June 21st, when the sun just goes straight over the top. The sun will hit this tree and provide shade for everything that's there. And then as the sun's arc starts moving down here, like in late summer, now it's going to provide shade for that coop and for all of this area up in here. And then likewise this tree here. Let's go backward here. This tree here was also planted in the to the southwest of the coop. And it's, oh my gosh, it's doing so well this year. They love water. So so far this spring has been really good for them. But it's going to provide more shade, which is what we're going to need at some point. Yeah. And the great thing about these trees, because our property gets so windy, is that these trees are super flexible. And instead of breaking, they just like bounce back and forth. And they flex. So, that's about all that's growing that's worth sharing right now. So if you want, I'll go in and I'll show you what we do with the chickens. I'm probably not going to talk a lot because I don't want them freaking out. But let's see. We don't have running water, so I always bring out Hi guys! When I prepared the corn bed, I took out all the grasses so they could eat them. We'll close this door so no ducks get out. There it goes. Ready? This is the door that the raccoon kept opening to get whatever you wanted. Did not know that. We'll see. Alright, let's see. You guys all done? Did you eat? Looks like it. Did you drink? Ready? Time for bed. Ready? Bedtime. There you go. Oh my gosh, look how dirty they are. They're not normally this dirty, really. Good girls. You going in, little? Good girl. Good girl. So the chief just made this simple little drop-down door. Not mechanical. Not a lot of moving parts. But simple. So that way, if the raccoon got into this pen, which is, it's basically a dog pen, but Tractor Supply sold it with the coop that we bought. They sold them together originally. The coop we bought originally. So it's basically dog panels with a roof. And it's got like framework for a canopy. But what I was concerned about is when I came out to check, I had seen this curtain was pulled up over into the pen and these claw marks. And I thought, oh my gosh, what if the raccoon got through whatever space was there? So we spent some time trying to plug up these holes in between the frames just in case the stupid raccoon would try to crawl inside between those posts there. We were at a loss. We could not figure it out, and it turned out to be the most obvious thing, which was that sliding door. But still, if that raccoon was determined enough, he could have gotten through these holes in between. And this shelter has, this is the original roof, cloth roof of the shelter that was on these frames here. But through weathering and being in the sun and the rain and the hot and the cold, it's torn, and there's like a hole where he or she could get in there and then down into the pen if they wanted to. So to prevent them, whatever it is, he, she, from getting into the coop, he made this door. That's okay. That's okay. And let's see, that one's closed. So what I do in the morning is I just come in and I handle the food and the water. I got to change their water tomorrow. Food and water and poop. I'll take a rake and just rake everything up into a pile in case there's loose poops around so it doesn't smell or draw flies. Take care of that. Then after they have food, water, and the poop swept up, I'll take care of the grass too tomorrow. Then I'll open this and they all can come out here and they run around and they do their thing. So that's in the morning. And then in the evening, then in the morning I come into the coop. I look for duck poop because usually they pooped by the floor. And I scoop that up into straw, which then dries out the duck poop so it doesn't stink. And usually they have laid eggs down there in that spot right there. So I grab the eggs after the duck poop. I come in and open up the curtains. There you go. I come in and open up the curtains. If I need to, I'll open the windows. Kind of check the temperature. Make sure it's not too hot or cold. See if there's any eggs. And a lot of times I'll take the duck eggs and I'll put them up into the nest boxes because we're hoping to get maybe one of the chickens to go broody this year. So we'll have baby chicks and kind of replenish the flock. And so at night, this is what I do in the morning. So I do all that stuff and then I scoop the poop, rake the poop up and put it in the can. And as long as you keep your poop maintained and locked up, the rats are less likely to come in because they were not going to eat the poop. And then I'll open this big door that he made down here. You'll see it in a minute. I'll open the door so they can go out and do their thing. But tonight, I'm doing the opposite. I'm going to count them up first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So everyone is as they should be. Yes, we have 2 roosters. This one we're trying to find a new home for. That one is Penny. We thought it was a girl. And that is Luda. So I'll count them up. And I've locked them in. So the ducks are in too. I'm going to move slowly with the ducks so they don't freak out. I don't need to scare them. Here you go, ladies. There you go. Okay. Come around here. Hi, Betsy. Hi. Hi, Spot. Hi, Betsy, girl. Let's do this. Pull out the carabiner and slide it down. And it is very heavy. Okay, good. See, so it's super heavy. That raccoon would have a hard time opening that door. So then I'll take this board. I put a screw in it today so I don't have to touch poop. I slide it down in here as like a lock. Okay. There we go. And then I just test it to make sure it's not going to come up. Okay. So before we had these spaces open. It's open air. We hadn't even put hardware cloth up here. And that's how the raccoon got in the very first time. So I thought, I don't even know why, but I did that thing. That's really jank. And then once my husband came and he closed all that stuff up, then the raccoon tore open this metal vent and came in. We're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So that's been rectified now too. Now for the summer, we're gonna have to take these wood pieces out so it'll ventilate, or put a vent in that we could like have going. You know, you turn on and let the hot air go out. But yeah, I mean, trying to keep these guys alive is crazy. And we thought, well, maybe it was like a mink or a weasel. So did the whole spring clean out. We checked for any holes. We didn't find any holes that something could come in. It was really good and frustrating. And, you know, and the poor babies were scared. Weren't you, Duck Duck? Yeah. Duck Duck made it, but she had a big wound on the back of her neck. Yeah. And we had 2 black ones. We had Romeo and Juliet Duck. And Romeo got eaten. And we had 2 brown ones. Little Kiki Campbells. And one of them got eaten. And it was like, doggone it. And the chickens, I think we had, we have 14 now. I think we had 19 or 20 chickens altogether. And slowly but surely, the raccoon was feeding himself, right? That was no fun, was it? No, that was a scary time. And a sad time, because your friends were gone. And yes, you can have roosters, and yes, they will protect the flock in the daytime. But at night, all the chickens can't see very well. And so, at night, that wouldn't do any good. They're basically sitting ducks. So now, if the little Khaki Campbell, if she gets scared, she'll go up there. And she'll just hang out up there, which is good for her. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. And like when we had Romeo would protect too, because he was a drake. But again, you can't do too much if something just comes in at ground level and helps himself. So let's see what else. The chief did run some electric in, so I did mount a fan that can rotate back and forth, give them a little bit of breeze when they need it. And I also have a solar panel on top of the coop, and it will run this fan here. There's a little tiny fan here. I can pull air in this way, and then there's another fan way up there that can kind of suck air out. So cooler air or hot air out. So, and then this is our poop table. I come in every day and rake it and remove the poop, put it in the can, and then I move on. Yes, sweetie. Yes, sweetie. I love them when they are falling asleep. It's so cute. Look how cute that is. And that's Spot. She's a good girl. Yes, she's a good girl. Yes, babies. Yeah. Penny's going to sleep too. Yeah, you're okay. You're okay. And Lily's gonna go to sleep too. Yeah. I sing to them, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna let them go to sleep. Yeah. Yeah. All right, good night, my friends. I'll see you in the morning. Love you. Waiting for it. You need to get on a roost. Yes, sweetie. She's looking so good, too. She's got really good feathers. And then this backsplash is linoleum. And that way the poop falls on the linoleum and goes down to the poop table. It doesn't just hang out and get caught up in the beams and things like that. So, anyway, good night, friends.